here this week on our pathway to 7 million. We are working again on our MET side of our database. Last week, you spent time setting up the neighborhood nurture portion, and that is a mechanized touch to your customers and clients. It goes out whether you chose bi-weekly or monthly. It'll either go out twice a month or once a month to your customers and clients. That is part of both your 8x8 and your 33 touch. Today, we're working on the 8x8 section again, where we are saturating our customers and clients with our name, our face, our content, so that they're ready to be on that slow simmer moving forward. So all along, we have mailed our hand-addressed envelope. We set up the electronic neighborhood nurture. Sorry, I don't know why my little click isn't there. But today we're going to do a social touch. Now, the social touch is something else that we have added to the 8x8 in updating it since it was published in 2002. We believe, and I'm sure you believe as well, that our customers and clients can be found in social media. They're there, they're living there, they're spending time there. So we need to make sure that we are also there so that we can touch them where they want to be found, right? So let's talk about the social touch. There will be 2 social touches throughout our updated 8x8 plan, and this is the first one that we're going to do. When I'm talking about social touch, I'm talking about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and that's kind of because I'm a little old. I don't snap. I probably should snap. My kids are sending me videos all the time from TikTok. I'm not there. My husband is there. You need to determine the places where you are comfortable in social media and where you are going to remain in social media, at least through the lifespan of that particular platform. If you're not going to consistently be on that platform and to engage and be visible and to be active, then I don't suggest you get started. And I apologize for the dog. My daughter just left. If you can hear the dog in the background, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so I want you to make sure that you are consistent wherever you go. I would prefer that you did not add a social platform to your lead generation if you're not going to use it consistently, because if you're gone, then it looks worse than if you were never there to begin with, correct? All right, so what are we talking about? We're going to add your sphere of influence to your social networks today. You're going to start there. You're going to go in and you're going to say, okay, who's on my list? And let me start to make friend requests. So take the 100 to 150 people that you're working with today in this workshop and add them to your social media. If in the past, you have requested them to become friends with you and they did not respond. I know on Facebook, I'm not sure about the other platforms, but on Facebook, you can rescind that request by clicking on it. You can cancel that request and re-request it so that they'll get a new invitation from you. So if you find that you've reached out to people in the past and that they didn't respond, you can do that and see if they'll respond to you this time. Admittedly, there is a lot of hesitation from people to accept friend requests on Facebook, especially if for some reason in their brain, they think they are already friends with you on Facebook because of how many people's identities get stolen and get copied and all of that. So do not be offended if somebody doesn't accept your friend request. It happens because they're concerned about people getting access to their system, and they probably assume that you are already friends with them. So you're going to start with that first. And then if somebody is already on your social network, you want to make a comment on something they posted. So go through their, search their page, find something hopefully recent in the last 24, 48 hours that they posted and make a comment on it. You need to make this a habit. Social media is a living, breathing thing. It's constant, it's perpetually moving, and it keeps you updated with your customers and clients. If you make it a habit of commenting on little things that they've said, those are also making impressions on you in addition to impressions on them. And the impressions on you are important because even if you haven't made a note of it in your CRM when you've done that, when you do pick up the phone and talk to that person, those memories are going to be there in your head and is going to make your conversations with them easier. So, always make it a habit of commenting on something that they've posted. Okay. Next, if they comment or like a post of yours, and that will happen over time. If they comment or like a post of yours, I want you to direct message them periodically to personalize the conversation. So if somebody you haven't spoken to in a long time makes a comment on your post, take it offline into the message system on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, direct message them. Don't do it too often because it will look like you're stalking them. You don't want to do that, right? But you do want to periodically take the conversation a little bit deeper. Say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a long time. How are you? How are the kids? How's the dog? How's the construction going? Did you finally renovate the bathroom? Whatever it is, take that conversation a little bit deeper because your impression is going to be stronger on the person than if you just let that message pass. And remember that they are commenting or posting on something that you said. So they made the first movement towards you. They've sent the opening salvo. So it's you're responding to them. It's not you reaching out to them initially, right? So it makes it a little bit softer. Next, I want you to make sure that you scrape their birthday information off of their account and update it in Command. Most people that I know who have a Facebook account have their birthday on there. Most people do. And then everybody says happy birthday. They get 1,000 people say happy birthday to them. You don't need the year. You just need the month and the date. So when you're sending out your friend requests, look at their account, scrape that birthday off, and put it in their Command contact. When we roll out of our 8x8 plan, at the very end of this workshop, you are going to be adding a smart plan to all the people that you're working with. One of them is the birthday smart plan. And all that's going to do is it's going to send you a text that says, or it's going to have a task for you that says, hey, it's Deb's birthday. And that reminds you to send a funny little GIF on your phone to them, a text message or whatever it is, so that you can get a contact with them painlessly, 33 touches over the course of the year, right? So scrape that birthday information while you're in here doing this. So moving forward, what do I want you to do? So weird, my clicker isn't working so well. I want you to make regular, relevant weekly posts. Okay, now you have to be careful what is relevant. And there's two things that you're dealing with here. First, you're dealing with real estate content, okay? Obviously, we want real estate content to be part of what you're saying. We provide you in the office weekly listing. We always provide an office weekly listing. It gets emailed out, I think by Allison each Wednesday, I think it is. Use that post, use that listing. There's a reason why we're providing it. We want it out there for everybody to see it. We want you to be able to engage in conversation with that, right? So use that weekly office listing. You can go in and you can find free and available information all over the internet. You can find all sorts of information about, okay, what's today? Today's March 23rd. When do we start to put the spring plants in the ground? When do we start to mulch? I read something the other day about please don't do your spring cleanup until like April 15th, because who knew that all the butterflies and whatever are living are nurturing in the dead leaves in your garden. So things like that are relevant content that make you the expert about real estate, okay? So content, the office listing, and very, very important in terms of your relevant weekly posts is you need to have something personal. I am a strong believer that if all they ever hear from you is real estate, then they do not personally commit to you, right? They have to understand that you're a human being, you're a person, the kid's got baseball, you know, so-and-so fell and broke their leg, whatever it is. You know, you want to make sure that they feel you in addition to your business. Right? So relevant posts have to be both timely in terms of new office listings, timely and important in terms of content that they'll actually like, but also about you. Some of the easiest ways to do this is certainly to take off the content in terms of the gardens or 4th of July or whatever it is that you're posting about, home repairs. You can use Command to schedule your posts. You can find that information. You can go into Command. You can schedule a post as far out as you want. I am doing a new recruiting series of information for myself, for Bill, and for Matt Billheimer. And we created a series of 10 posts over the next 10 weeks. And we have emails that we're sending out at the same time to the same people. So we're hitting them twice with the same message. I spent about 3 hours working on that on Monday of last week. And now from now until the end of May, those posts are going out with regularity, and I know that they're there. So what can I focus on? I can focus on the personalized content, hand-to-hand content, right? Where I know they're getting all of the data that I need them to have because it's being sent out ahead of time. So whenever you can mechanize those things to take a little bit off of your plate, I would do that. In this scenario, the easiest thing to do for that is to put out your content about houses and things that make you look smart, revolving around the maintenance and that kind of stuff of houses. Okay, so let's get that done. And that's what we have to do today on our social touch. It's really very simple. It will take a little time the first couple of times you're going through this, because you are identifying your individuals. You're asking for their friend requests, you're looking for their birthdays, etc. But once you're in this habit and you're talking to people, this is not going to be a painful thing for you to do, to stay on top of your social media. How many of us are in it too many times during the day anyway? You just are more aware of it. Okay, so we are done for today. We just have to kind of remind you to think about your social, your small item of value that you're going to send out with your letter. What'd you get?
So I actually had jar openers from my previous company that I'd given away a couple years ago, but I had some leftovers. I just updated them with the new Prosperity logo.
With the new, awesome. That's a good idea. I mean, it's something stupid little and they have it.
I've had people, I actually have people said, I go, every time I go in my drawer, I think of you.
Good. See, that's exactly what we're trying to do. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Just a small little impact.
And you know what? Honestly, it's flat. You could still put it in an envelope, and it's not extra. It's not extra shipping. That was the other thing too.
That's the other thing that we wanted to focus on, and that's a hard thing to find. That's not going to cost extra. So what we're going to do in week 8 is you can send a flyer if you want, or a letter. So we'll provide you with a letter that if you choose that that's what you want to say, to send out to them for another touch.
I do my own flyers.
Good.
If I have to make one tiny, the flyer that we were given, I'm very particular and very detail oriented, almost to a fault. Like I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
So the flyer that we were given is not up to my standard of quality.
Okay. Fair enough.
I couldn't send it out. Like I'm willing to recreate it. And I'm willing to recreate it, and I'm willing to send a flyer out. I just have to create it because just the imagery and the quality wasn't really
wasn't what you wanted to send.
No.
That's absolutely fine. The only reason we even are providing something for this class is it's something you have, and so many agents get caught up in, I don't know what to do, and then they never do anything. And that is what we're trying to get over. So, do you have any other questions for us with this?
No, I'm good. Like I said, I keep saying this is good. It's just the accountability once a week. It's short, it's quick. It's not a hand holding. Either do it or don't do it. But this is what you do.
And if you do it, you'll get calls. You'll get referrals. If you don't, you won't. It's very simple. It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we will see you next Tuesday. And Christina, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, Jane. Bye.
You're welcome.